I'm Cathy, the Clumsy Soaper. Today, I would like to share the making of cold-processed tall, skinny, and shimmy soap. I made this last December, and as you know, I am very slow in video editing, and I went for Christmas and New Year holidays, so I'm posting it early this year. Before we start, I'd like to thank you for joining me again this week. If you are new here in my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification icon for a weekly soap making tips and tricks, DIY tutorials, or recipe sharing from me. Soap making is my passion, so I would really appreciate if you can join me in my soap making journey so we could learn and grow together. So, let's get started! Both lye and oil are in room temperature now, so we can slowly and carefully pour the 37% lye solution into the oil. Then, we need to properly mix the solution using a stick blender, or in my case, I am doing my no-stick blender technique, so I'll just give it a gentle hand stirring to obtain an emulsion.
Now let's add the fragrance oil, or you can also use an essential oil. The important thing here is to make sure that the aroma that we will use is skin safe and it follows the IFRA standard.
Now we can color our soap. As you can see, as I continue to stir, the solution will thicken. Visually, you will notice that when I move the spatula back and forth, it leaves a trail mark on top of the solution, and that is what we call trace. This is our visual signal, so it means that we are ready to pour the soap into the mold. For today, I made an improvised tall, skinny, and shimmy mold made from corrugated plastic board. For the mold, you can use an improvised container as molds or buy pre-made silicone loaf molds or cavity molds depending on your design, target, and preference. I have a few options and tutorials for improvised soap molds, so if you are interested, feel free to check that out, together with a number of videos for cold process soap making and melt and pour soap making and a lot of other related projects. Now we can start with designing our soap. So as I've already mentioned, today we will do tall, skinny, and shimmy design. Basically, what we need to do is an alternating wall pour. And later you will see that aside from just doing a wall pour for one color, I also did some in the pot color mixing just to have some highlights and just color difference in each bar. That is optional. I'd like to have some texture in my soap. So after the pour, I waited for 5 to 10 minutes until it's ready. And so using a spatula, I just did a simple textured top. And I would like to add some rose and leaves. The rose are made from leftover CP butter. I just poured it in silicone rose mold. For the leaves, it's also from the leftover soap butter that I have, and what I did is just mold it and cut it like soap dough. And that's it for the design. After a few hours or days, the butter will harden and then we can unmold our soap. The unmolding time would depend on your recipe and your oil blend. I normally would press the middle part of my soap with my index finger. If it doesn't leave a pressing mark, then I know that my soap is ready and I can start to unmold. For the question of the week, how many days before you unmold your soap? For me, it normally takes a day and a maximum of 3 days. Now it's time to cut our soap. You can just use a kitchen knife or use a bar cutter or wire cutter and cut your soap according to your size preference.
Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed what I shared, please leave a like and a comment below. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to keep you posted of my weekly uploads. Until next time, bye-bye and happy birthday to those who will be celebrating their birthdays this month. God bless!